Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel today. I had a request to do another recipe video and I agree it has been a while since I did a recipe, and part of the reason for that is there's not a lot of cooking that goes on here in the house since I've started to work. In the morning for breakfast I have like a bowl of cereal or a croissant or a toaster strudel. And then for lunch, I've been having those boxed TV dinners. And then I eat my evening meal at work. So unless I make a casserole and take part of it to work with me, there's not a lot of cooking that goes on here. But the recipe that I'm going to do today for you, I found it on TikTok. It's actually for Butterfinger candy or Butterfinger fudge. It's new to me. I've never made it before, but it looked interesting because of the ingredients that was in it. I doubt very seriously if it will taste like a Butterfinger, but I'm going to give it a shot. So let me tell you the ingredients that we use, and then it gets cooked on the stove. Then we'll go over to the stove. The first thing you need is 3 cups of candy corn. That's the part that I thought was different. 3 cups of candy corn. A cup of creamy peanut butter, and I just use generic Always Save peanut butter. A 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and I used a generic sweetened condensed milk instead of the Eagle brand. 2 cups of white chocolate chips, and these are Nestle's Toll House chips. And 1 cup of milk chocolate chips, and it says the milk chocolate chips are optional. You use them at the end for coating, but you don't have to do it. Then it also said that when you melt the chocolate chips, the recipe called to do it with a little bit of vegetable oil, but I didn't think vegetable oil would get hard. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this wax, which I've used it before in lots of candy recipes for making a hard candy crust. All right, now the first thing you do, you line a 9x9 pan with foil and spray it with cooking spray. Now I don't have a 9x9, but I do have this 8x8 square. So I used aluminum foil and I sprayed it. I got that ready to go. And then you're going to need a cookie sheet lined with wax paper or parchment paper. And I have that right here. And then you need a saucepan, a medium-sized saucepan, and your spoon for stir. Now the first thing you do is put the candy corn and the peanut butter in the medium saucepan and cook it over low heat. So there's the corn in the saucepan and the peanut butter. And it says you cook it over low heat, stirring it every 30 seconds to keep it from burning. And you do this for 30 minutes. So now we'll take this over to the stove and we'll start cooking it. Stir it every 30 seconds, so stir it a little bit. First, I'm going to get the corn mixed in real good with the peanut butter to start melting, and then I'll start the stirring every 30 seconds. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Time to stir. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 29, and 30. Here's what it's looking like so far. It's not doing a very good job of melting. I'm wondering if you could do this same recipe in the microwave and have it melt just as good. The recipe said to have lots of patience because it will seem like it's never going to melt, but eventually it will. Just to have patience and just to continue to keep working with it. Okay, I believe that step 1 is done. I don't see any more candy corn in it. It looks like it's melted. After you get this done, you're supposed to pour in the condensed milk, sweetened milk, and do the same thing, stirring it every 30 seconds. So I'm going to hold it off the heat till I get the milk in there. And do the same thing when you're stirring this. Every 30 seconds, stir. Let it cook every 30 seconds. Here's what this looks like so far with the milk in it. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Here's what it looks like. It's looking really good. Next, you're going to put in your white chocolate chips. Once again, I'm going to hold them off over the fire and stir them in to get them started. And then it says you're just supposed to stir these in until everything's melted together. So there's no waiting on the white chocolate chips. You just stir them in. Okay, once you get the white chips all melted, you're going to pour it in your pan. Give it one more stir just to make sure. Now, after you get it in your pan, you're supposed to let it cool on the countertop for 15 minutes. So we're going to do that. We'll set our timer for 15 minutes. And we'll let it sit here and cool. Okay, the timer went off and it says after you cool it for 15 minutes on the counter, then you put it in the ice box to finish hardening up. So we're going to do that. I don't know how long it takes, but I'll be back with you as soon as it gets hard in the ice box. It has hardened up and cooled. It's cooled completely down and hardened. Now the next step is turn it out on a cutting board and cut it into squares. So I'm either gonna, I don't know if I should lift this up. Oh, it'll lift out of there. Very good, very good. Okay, let's do this. Oh, that's easy. Now we cut it into squares. So I think we'll save that aluminum foil there and use it on something else. Okay, so we can take it like this and either flip it over on this cutting board. I think I'll just leave it on here and do it. Cut it into, it said cut it into 1-inch squares. I'm just going to cut it into squares. I don't know if they'll be 1 inch or not. I'm not going to measure them. These cut into little squares. Now the next step is to melt the chocolate that we're going to dip it into. So let's go over to the stove and get the chocolate started. Now when I put the chocolate in here, instead of using the vegetable like they said, I'm using the wax. And I just grated it up on my vegetable grater. And we'll just stir it until it gets melted. And then we'll be ready to dip our candy bars. It's ready for dipping. I'm having issues not having a big enough kitchen. I have my cookie sheet to put them on. Now the recipe said just to dip the back side and then put it on the wax paper to dry. So that's what we're going to do. And we may not get all of them dipped, may not have enough chocolate to do all of them. candies. I have them all dipped. Give you a closer look. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take them and put them back in the ice box to let this coating get real hard. But that's how they do. They're done. That's all there is to them. I'll give them a taste test, and I'll let you know what they taste like. So thank you guys for coming and viewing the video. And y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.